Everyone, the Google Pixel 8a has just officially came out, so let's go and show you a quick introduction guide on exactly how to use this particular phone. Now, the first thing I'll definitely tell you, the Pixel 8a is a very good phone. I think you made a really good choice. It's a $500 mid-tier phone as of this point, and I do think it's a really good device overall. On the exterior, before we get too deep, I would recommend every single person though to go ahead and install a screen protector and a case on your particular phone. The Pixel 8a, although it does have a plastic back and it can't really get a cracked back, per se, these phones are always better if you put a case and a screen protector. Even a $1 case is better than $0 case. So I would recommend going through, buying some sort of case, screen protector, buy them online, Amazon, wherever you want to buy them. And I would recommend doing that. That's the first thing I'd recommend doing. Now on the exterior, you are getting a 6.1-inch OLED display. It's an OLED display, so it does get, deep blacks and, those pixels are turned off. It's a very good panel. A little bit of bezel around it. You have the front-facing camera right here, and that's it. On the sides of this particular phone, you can see we do have our standard type of, kind of flat side to it. It still looks great. There's not really too much to kind of hate on here. It's a very good looking phone. On the bottom, you are getting a USB Type-C port, which is amazing. Speaker grills on the side. On the right side, you are getting your volume buttons, so up and down volume. You're getting your power button right here. A little antenna bars right there as well. On the back side, you are getting your plastic back like we talked about earlier, a dual camera setup, and a flash right there. You do get wireless charging on this particular phone, which is very nice. And that does kind of cover it on the outside. It's a pretty standard type of phone if you kind of look at it. It looks great. You have the Google logo right here too. Another big thing that a lot of people will probably want to do is insert a SIM card in your particular phone. And I had my SIM card tray remover here. I can't really find it. But essentially, you would just insert that SIM card removal tray right into here. And then you'll be able to pop out the SIM card and pretty much go down and use your phone as you normally would. Now, turning this phone on the very first time, you'll see that you basically have this front-facing display. Now, what's really cool is that you can use this display and modify whatever way you want to. If you look on the lock screen, you'll see that you have the date and time right here. So you have the date up here, the time right here. Your top display, your top status bar will always stay pretty consistent. We'll talk about that in a second. You'll have your customizable panel here too, so you can customize this just by holding down on your lock screen. You'll see the customize lock screen button come up. You can tap onto here, and then you'll be able to customize this lock screen further, whichever way you want to. So it's a pretty cool thing. You can go through and change the colors, change the styling of it all. It's pretty nice. I'd recommend going through here and kind of messing around with this whichever way you want to, but it is a really nice thing that you have the opportunity of doing here. Now going back, you will be able to go back either by swiping up, so you can swipe up to go back to your home screen, like your lock screen if you have a password, or you can go back just by using the back gesture bar. On the bottom, you'll have your control toggles as well. And then whenever you're ready, you can swipe up. Now swiping up with that gesture will always take you home, and it will take you basically into this display. So no matter where you are on your UI, if you swipe up just like this with the gesture bar, it will always take you to this page. And this is your home screen. So you will have your home screen, your applications, your widgets, everything on this particular page. If you swipe to the left side, you'll get into this particular panel, which will just be like your little panel that you can kind of customize. It's like your Google News page. Swiping back, you'll come into here, and you can swipe between your home screen apps if you have different pages. One thing to note though, you'll see the dock icons always stay consistent, and the Google logo will always be here. So these applications are customizable. You can drag and drop applications all over the place. For example, let's say I want a Gmail down here. I can drag this down into this particular panel down here. I guess you can only have 4 apps, so you can drag one application out of here, and then you can go and drag and drop another application down here to take its place. And you can do this all over the place. You can go and, hold down on an application and move it somewhere else if you want to. You can move it to a different page altogether if you want to, but typically I like moving them and kind of keeping them around the same place like this. So in this case, I'll just move this application back up, and if you actually hold down on an application, you basically see that you'll get into this little pop-up, which will allow you to go ahead and pause applications, delete applications, and all those things. Same thing with widgets. If you want to remove a widget, you can hold it down and customize it, delete it, whatever else you want to do with it. Now, if you swipe, if you see the top, you'll see your time in the top left and your battery percentage and everything in the top right corner. If you swipe down one time, you'll come into your notification panel. So within this page, what you can always do is you can see your notifications and all those other things, and it'll be similar to what you'd see on your lock screen, but you just see them right here. You'll see your quick toggles at the very top, and if you swipe down one more time, you'll see your brightness toggle, even more quick toggles you can customize. You'll see your time right there. You have this pencil icon right here, which will allow you to edit these toggles. And you can even swipe between different pages of these toggles as well. That's a really cool thing. On the bottom right, you'll see two buttons, the settings button, which will take you right into settings, and your power button as well, which will allow you to click here and you can quickly power off your phone, restart your phone, and even go into your emergency mode of your particular device. Swiping back up, you'll come into this panel. If you actually swipe up one more time, you get into your application drawer. These are all the applications that you have on your particular Android phone. So you'll still have your Google search bar up here if you want to make searches on Google or your phone entirely. But you can go through, find a particular application. If you've downloaded apps, all of your applications will be housed here. So if you're ever looking for an application, you can always swipe up from your home screen and get into all the different applications that you have here. Now, stepping back down, you'll come into here. As you can tell, there's a lot of gestures based into this particular phone. So whenever you open up an application, let's say you open up the Google Play Store where you're going to download all your apps. If you ever want to go back home, like I mentioned before, you grab this bar at the very bottom and you just swipe it up. Now there's a few other gestures too. Let's say you go into the Google Play Store and you go into Google Messages. If you want to go back to the previous application, you can just grab this bar at the bottom and swipe between these apps. So imagine those apps are like right next to each other. You can just kind of grab them and go side by side. So that's a really cool thing. Another thing is your application manager. So if you swipe up and kind of drag it to the side right here till you feel a vibration, you can enter your application manager. This is where you can take a screenshot of the app, you can select apps, you can also remove applications from the background. So you can just go ahead and swipe up to an application and just basically remove it from memory. You don't have to do this if you don't want to, but I'd probably recommend doing it, just getting in the habit of kind of removing apps if you don't need them. This does not delete the application, it just removes it in the background. You can also swipe to the side to click clear all, which is another cool thing. Now, all these applications are pretty basic. The phone app is where you make calls. Google Messages is where your texts are sent. If you ever get a notification like a text or a call, you can always tap on it and it will take you into the application which sent that notification. Google Chrome is your internet browser. If you ever need to download another application, you can always make your way over to your Google Play Store, which is this one. You can click at the very top and you can just search for the application that you're wanting. So if I wanted to download TikTok, I can just search up TikTok just like so, and I'll be able to download the application. Right now I'm not on Wi-Fi, but that'd be an example of what you can do. Another big application I'd recommend getting used to is the settings application. So what I'd recommend doing here is going into your application drawer, swiping down until you find the settings application. Now this application is going to house basically every single thing and every question that you may have. If Google can't answer it or if you're trying to find a toggle, you can always make your way over to your settings app. You can swipe down on this particular app sometimes if I guess it doesn't need it. In this case, you'll see the search settings application right here. You want to click on search settings and you can search for any settings that you may be having questions on. So for some reason you're having questions on your particular Bluetooth panel or Wi-Fi or whatever the case is, you can come right into this particular panel and it will basically show you exactly the panel that you may have questions about. So this is a really cool thing. I'd probably recommend just going through and just getting used to this particular panel as well. Now on top of that, another thing you may want to try doing is updating your phone but getting used to the settings panel. So what I'd recommend doing is just going through in this particular panel, scrolling through and seeing if you ever have, everything is self-explanatory, but if you have questions about your display, you can tap on display. If you have questions about location, you can tap on location. But a big one is probably system. So to update your Google Pixel 8a, which I'd recommend doing, this one's getting a long version of software, you can go into system inside of your system settings. You want to scroll down until you get into system update, which is right here. And then what you're going to want to do is, basically check for an update on your Pixel 8a. So you can tap into check for update right here, and it's going to allow you to find particular updates for your particular Google Pixel 8a. So I would recommend doing this like as soon as you buy this phone. I would recommend just going through and just updating your phone because there's probably already an update available, and that's going to save you a lot of time and headache in the future if you're wanting to update your device. So once again, you can just swipe up to come back home, and that pretty much covers up exactly how to use your Google Pixel 8a. This phone supports things like wireless charging, IP certification, a 120Hz display, and so many things across the board. But for a beginner's level, that's pretty much all you need to do to get used to the Pixel 8a. A big thing though is to just have fun with it. Just go ahead and pick up the phone and just start using it, download apps, kind of test things out for yourself. But a big thing, like I said before, is to get a case and a screen protector for your phone. So do that as soon as possible. But that's pretty much how you use a Google Pixel 8a for a complete beginner. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.